The greatest minds in history had the darkest secrets. And what they did behind closed doors is more shocking than anything they're famous for. From geniuses who fell in love with animals, to leaders who drank champagne for breakfast, to scientists who died because of their bizarre phobias. These are the untold stories of history's most brilliant figures. You think you know them? You don't. Let's begin. Number 10. Nikola Tesla's love affair with a pigeon. Nikola Tesla, the man who invented alternating current, the genius who gave us modern electricity. But he had a secret. He was in love with a pigeon. Not just any pigeon, a specific white pigeon with gray-tipped wings. Tesla claimed she visited him every night at his hotel window. He fed her, he cared for her, and he believed she loved him back. But it gets stranger. Tesla once said, "I loved that pigeon as a man loves a woman, and she loved me." He genuinely believed this bird was his soulmate. He spent thousands of dollars nursing her back to health when she was injured. He talked to her like she was human. Then one night, she died in his arms. Tesla described the moment. "A light came from her eyes, brighter than anything I had ever created in my laboratory." After she died, he said his life's work was over. He never invented anything significant again. The man who lit up the world died alone, heartbroken over a pigeon. Number 9. Pythagoras and the beans that killed him. Pythagoras, the father of mathematics, the man who gave us the Pythagorean theorem. But he had a deadly fear: beans. He believed beans contained the souls of the dead. He forbade his followers from eating them, touching them, or even looking at them. To Pythagoras, beans were cursed, but his fear didn't just stay in the kitchen, it followed him to his death. According to legend, Pythagoras was being chased by an angry mob. He ran as fast as he could, but when he reached the edge of a bean field, he stopped. He refused to cross it. His followers begged him to run, but he wouldn't move, so the mob caught up to him, and they killed him. Right there, at the edge of a bean field, the man who unlocked the secrets of mathematics died because he was too terrified to step on beans. Number 8. Benjamin Franklin's naked morning ritual. Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers, inventor, diplomat, genius. But every morning he did something most people would find disturbing. He sat completely naked in front of an open window for an hour. He called it an air bath. Franklin believed that fresh air on bare skin was healthier than bathing with water. So every single morning, rain or shine, he sat naked, reading, writing, and enjoying the breeze. His neighbors, shocked. But Franklin didn't care. He wrote about it in his journals, claiming it improved his health and sharpened his mind. And here's the kicker, he lived to 84 years old. Maybe he was onto something. Number 7. Thomas Edison's soup test. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, the phonograph, the motion picture camera. But when it came to hiring employees, he had one test that decided everything: soup. Edison would invite job candidates to lunch. He'd serve them a bowl of soup. Then he'd watch them closely. If they added salt or pepper before tasting the soup, he'd immediately reject them. Why? Because he believed it showed they made assumptions without gathering facts first. To Edison, someone who seasoned their food before tasting it was lazy and unscientific. Imagine losing your dream job because you salted your soup too early. That's how one of history's greatest inventors hired people. With soup. Number 6. Albert Einstein's love life disaster. Albert Einstein, the man who redefined physics. E=mc², genius of the 20th century. But when it came to relationships, he was an absolute disaster. Einstein cheated on his first wife, Mileva, with his cousin Elsa. Then he married Elsa. But before the divorce was finalized, he wrote Mileva a list of rules she had to follow if they stayed together. The list included: "You will expect no affection from me. You must leave my bedroom immediately when I ask. You will not expect any intimacy from me." Yes. Einstein wrote his wife a contract on how to behave like a servant. But it didn't stop there. After marrying Elsa, he cheated on her too, multiple times, with his secretary, with random women. Einstein once admitted he had romantic relationships with numerous women throughout his life. The man who understood the universe couldn't understand love. Number 5. Charles Darwin's marriage checklist. Charles Darwin, the father of evolution, the man who changed biology forever. But before he got married, he did something most people would find hilarious. He made a pros and cons list. On one side, he wrote the benefits of marriage: constant companion, better than a dog, someone to take care of the house. On the other side, the negatives: less time for science, terrible expense, anxiety and responsibility. He literally compared having a wife to owning a dog and decided she was better. Despite his doubts, he married his cousin Emma. They had 10 children together, but he kept the list forever. The man who understood natural selection analyzed marriage like a science experiment. Number 4. Winston Churchill's champagne breakfast. Winston Churchill, the man who led Britain through World War II, one of the greatest leaders in history. But his daily routine was absolutely wild. Every morning, Churchill drank an entire bottle of champagne. For breakfast, he smoked 10 cigars a day. He worked from his bed, often holding meetings while lying down in his pajamas. Doctors told him to slow down. He ignored them. He drank whiskey throughout the day, champagne at breakfast, and brandy at night. His health should have been destroyed, but he lived to 90 years old. Churchill once said, "I have taken more out of alcohol than alcohol has taken out of me." The man who saved Britain ran on champagne, cigars, and sheer willpower. Number 3. Howard Hughes and the 150-page germ manual. Howard Hughes, billionaire, aviator, film producer, one of the richest men in history. But by the end of his life, he became a prisoner of his own mind. Hughes developed an extreme phobia of germs. He refused to touch anything. He made his staff wear gloves when handling objects near him. And he wrote a 150-page instruction manual on how to open a can of food without contaminating it. Yes, 150 pages. On opening a can, he locked himself in a dark room for years. He stopped cutting his hair and nails. He wore tissue boxes on his feet because he believed shoes carried germs. He died alone, emaciated, unrecognizable. The man who once ruled Hollywood ended up a paranoid recluse, terrified of the invisible. Number 2. Empress Dowager Cixi's 150-dish meals. Empress Dowager Cixi, the woman who ruled China for nearly 50 years, one of the most powerful women in history. But her eating habits were beyond excessive. Every single meal, Cixi demanded 150 different dishes. Not because she ate them all. Most of the food was thrown away. She just wanted the appearance of limitless wealth and power. She had 50 chefs working exclusively for her. If a dish wasn't perfect, the chef was punished, sometimes executed. She lived in luxury while millions of her people starved. And when she died, China collapsed into chaos. The empress who demanded 150 dishes left her empire with nothing. Number 1. Isaac Newton died a virgin. Isaac Newton, the man who discovered gravity, who invented calculus, who changed science forever. But he died at 84 years old without ever experiencing romantic love. Newton never married, never had a relationship, never even showed interest. He was so obsessed with his work that he forgot to eat, forgot to sleep, and ignored everyone around him. Some historians believe he died a virgin. His entire life was dedicated to mathematics, physics, and alchemy. He had no time for anything else. The man who understood the forces that hold the universe together never experienced the force that brings two people together. These are the untold secrets of history's greatest minds, the obsessions, the phobias, the bizarre truths that shape their lives. Subscribe to Pastara because history is stranger than fiction.